prophecy was not the only prophecy you had ever given. You had said at a certain time that Chimaroke Nnamanni will not return as governor of Enugu State. Father, it didn't come to pass.
No. That one was a matter of misconstrued issues. People say what they want to say. And you know, rumors multiply like infectious disease and move like odor. So nobody can quote me saying that I said that Chimaroke cannot return.
What did you say, Father?
What we said, Chimaroke in his own time, when he started messing up, because he started very well, all of us were hailing him, clapping for him. At the time, he brought in a lot of people in his regime that messed his government up. His ideology was stolen. His innocence was whacked. His authenticity was hijacked. Chimaroke's intention and political career was murdered. Before you knew it, even hoodlums and killers and assassins were all over his government, cabinet, working for him. A lot of assassination in Enugu land. Enugu became a land of bloodshed, and Chimaroke was clapping for them. And we have to ask him, man, take it easy. And remember, if you could ask Jim Nwobodo today, the wife is still alive, Jim is still alive. Ken Ife, Professor Ken Ife, is still alive. The day I was brought from my chapel again to Jim Nwobodo's house, Ken was living behind my house. He said, please, Father, can I escort him to somewhere to pray for somebody? I thought it was somebody who was sick. I entered his car, let's go. I saw myself in Jim Nwobodo's house before Chimaroke became the governor. So he told Jim and the wife, I have brought Father to you. I didn't know why I came. Just as you people never told me why you are here and what you are going to ask me. Jim now came around and said, the issue is this name, Chimaroke. We want him to be the governor of Enugu State. It will interest you to know this story. Pray over it and know whether God accepts you. People were there eating and dancing. I said, okay, let me go and wait on God and pray and fast over it and celebrate masses and know the will of God. Before I could finish speaking, the answer came immediately. That you can force him to be the governor, but look at what awaits Enugu land. This name, I have never seen him. It's going to be a disaster. So the word Chimaroke Nnamanni means a disaster to the land of Enugu. Ask these people I mentioned, they are all alive.
Even before he was...
I never saw him before the primary self. Jim, look for another person. Jim, don't go for this man. Jim said, no, better, he's a good man. The wife interfered immediately and said, Father, how can you be saying this? We don't believe what you are saying. We don't believe what you are saying. Chimaroke is a good man. Jim says we can control him. Even if it says, Jim, the message came again. Listen, as I've told you, I don't know how this thing comes. So, and there's nothing I do to provoke it. And it doesn't come every day. So I cannot say, once you come, I tell you something. No. God knows how he does it. And that's why I pray and pray and pray for something to be revealed to me. He will not reveal anything. And you may just be sitting calmly meditating and the answer may come. It may come when I'm driving. I say it's like a way of life. The wife said that we can control Jim. He's a good man. This and that. I told Jim, another message has come. This man is going to wound you politically and economically. That spiritually, there is a sword he blew on one of your projects. I don't know. But you eventually cried and said, had I known, I would have listened to mbaka.
You told him.
Jim is still alive. The wife is still alive. Ken Ife is still alive. They were all alive. They are all still alive. And they were all there.
And it came to pass.
They said that I should begin to go. They can't believe me again. Eventually they went for the election and they put Chimaroke. And when the whole thing started, I could remember when Savannah Bank fell, Jim carried the wife and came to my house. Said, Father, had I known, I would have listened to you. What can we do?
I don't have any message.
And I told Jim that everybody in Enugu eventually cried. That even myself, when Chimaroke became the governor, in the future. But then he has not become. I was crying. That I saw myself crying, one of the people that cried. So when the Adoration Massacre happened, I cried and the prophecy came true. So this present one we are talking about, Chimaroke, whether he will not be a governor again or not, is not true. And when the massacre happened in Adoration Ground, immediately they locked the, I don't want to enter into that because it's too pathetic. It's a character of pathos. So may the souls of these my children rest in peace. What I'm trying to tell you is that what I told the people about Chimaroke, a lot of things. But the bishop of the day, then, Bishop Buji, he's still alive. He called me. I won't tell you everything my bishop tells me in confidence. But he almost ordered me in obedience, because I took an oath of obedience for the hierarchy of the church. I obey the church. And I don't insult any bishop. I don't insult any ordained man of God. Even the Pentecostal, I respect them. But when you come to the Catholic Church, I obey. That was why when this message came, all of them started attacking me. I was asking why? What's the problem?
So what did Buji tell you?
Buji told me to celebrate a mass of forgiveness for Chimaroke. I should forgive him. And almost reverse everything I said. That was not prophetic. It was like a prayer made against him.
A curse.
I don't curse. I just prayed on him. Yeah. And I knew it would come to pass. The bishop asked me to reverse it and celebrate a mass of forgiveness, which we did on the Adoration Ground, and forgave Chimaroke. I said, you can go.
Father,
so the situation right now is whether Chimaroke.
Yes. There's something I want to bring, because you talked about the situation in Enugu and presence of assassins and all that. Mm-hmm. And it brings to mind, recently, Father, you've been screaming, to high heavens that they are about to assassinate you, that, President Jonathan and the wife are after you. I mean, it was reported, widely.
Yes. As I said, I never knew the questions you were about to ask me. There are some questions I won't just answer because I'm being interviewed. The issue about assassination plot was a reality. Huh? But don't forget that I'm a priest and I'm a calabash of people's secrets. So when somebody and some people or some officials and security agents give you authentic and infallible information, you manage it well. The end of it is that by the grace of God, I am still alive. Because 2 Sundays ago, I was almost shot at my gate there. It was a narrow escape by divine intervention. Because I came in with a vehicle that was not mine. That was how God saved me. These assassins, you need to see the guns they were carrying around my walls. And eventually we came to understand that it was the same group that was used last year to assassinate the police commissioner from Asuka. And they parked their black jeep behind the mango on the side of my walk there and laid down bush waiting for me. A lot of official security men came here for intervention. I'm not the one who reported to them. The matter was reported